Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a happy Sunday. Um, I just wanted to share you guys two stories, some things that personally happened to me in the last couple of weeks. I think it was about 2 weeks ago that I went to this church and a Native American man prayed over me. And that very night, I gave up my lust addiction and I gave up my marijuana addiction. I completely gave it to him. And I told him that I was done with it and I was over with that. And he told me, not that those were salvation. Well, the lust thing could have definitely been a salvational issue, but the marijuana thing, he told me that the marijuana thing was not a salvational issue. What the issue was with the marijuana thing was that if he was going to help me any more than he had already been helping me, then I needed to give up the marijuana. That if I did not give up that marijuana, that he was not going to be able to help me in the ways that I was asking him to help me. And I still smoked for a couple of days, but then when I went to that church and that Native American man prayed over me, I got rid of it that night. And I've been marijuana free and lust free for over 2 weeks now. Now, the very next day after I threw away all that stuff, I had a really heavy heart and I couldn't understand it. And I kind of just prayed and I kind of just got over it. And I kind of just was like, well, maybe I just, and having some problems, because I just quit smoking. So maybe that was it. And then the next day, and I was praying about it that day, and I was praying about it that day, and I felt like the Father, he wasn't even talking to me that day, And then the next day, really, really heavy heart. And I was praying about it, and I was praying about it, and I was praying about it, and he wasn't talking to me. Hi, Joseph. Hi, Greg. And I was like, why? Why are you not talking to me? It's been 2 whole days now. You told me that if I quit smoking marijuana and if I give up these lusts and these addictions that you were going to talk more, that you were going to help me more. Why are you not talking to me? Why are you not talking to me? And by the second day, I was just freaking out because he usually always talks to me. And I gave up these addictions, and I'm like, I gave this stuff up, and you're not even talking to me? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. I was like, why? Why? And I was freaking out, and I was calling all my friends, and I just couldn't understand it. And I just kept praying, and I kept praying, and I cried, and I cried, and I prayed that day. And then finally, he come through about 3 or 4 o'clock that second day and was like, I want you to go to the woods. So I did. I went to the woods. Hi, munching and chatting. So I did. I went to the woods. And as I was in the woods, he was walking with me the whole time. And he told me, I want you to go up this hill. So I did. I went up the hill. And then he goes, I want you to go into that field, to that stump. So I did. I went to the fields and I went to that stump. And I stood up on top of that stump and I'm looking around and I'm like, there's nothing here. What are you trying to tell me? There's nothing here, Lord. Like, what are you trying to tell me? And he told me to look, see that tree over there with the fruit on it? I want you to go to that tree. So I did. I went over to that tree. And there was 5 pieces of fruit on that tree. And he told me, you see those 5 pieces of fruit? That's how many seeds you've planted. How many people have come to me because of the seeds you have planted. And my first thought was, wow, 5? Like, 5? That's great. That's better than none. And, I was so excited that, I got some, because my whole life, I just want people to accept Jesus, and I just want people to know that he just wants a relationship. And people don't want to be rejected, and that's exactly how Jesus feels. He feels rejected by people, and he just wants that relationship. He wants that belief. He wants that faith. And that's where it all starts. And so that's what he told me that day. And then a couple days ago, I was up in the mountains. The same mountains of the last video that I did, the view and everything of the mountains. That's the same place I was at, and I went up there, and I was praying to him, and I was praying to him, and I was praying to him. And then I'll never forget this. I was walking back down from the mountain after I prayed and I glorified his name and everything. And my dog, she kind of went off trail a little bit, and I was like, Scout, come on, we're going home. And she got back on the trail and listened to me. And then the Father told me as clear as day, he goes, you're going home. And I can't even tell you guys how much that means to me. Because I knew when he said that I'm going home, that means I'm going to heaven. Where before I wasn't sure. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. Love and peace.